7 that were recorded out at Progress Village on this July 4th in the year of our Lord 2024. If you haven't seen the previous 6, God bless, it's probably the smartest thing you've ever done. Unless you're one of the players, you might want to pick up some stuff. I'm going to make some comments during the play. Maybe it has a slight value to the casual observer that's playing pickleball and wanted to pick up a couple tips. Maybe it'll be slightly entertaining. Both seem unlikely, but we're going to give it a shot. Who are our contestants for this game? We have the young man who's a lefty who hit the ball prior to that. His name is Dave. First time I met Dave, it was today. He's a lovely, affable, kind-hearted young man. He set up the game. The game's went into duper. It's a round robin, 8 total people. You're going to play 7 games, play with each other person out there against a rotating 2 people. That's why they call it a round robin. That is Dave, who's now hidden on the camera. Also hidden from the camera, but suddenly coming into view, is Kirk. Kirk wearing the red and hitting a nice left-handed reset. Oh, look at that nice get by Dave. That's the team in front of us. Again, Dave and Kirk nearest to the camera. On the far side, we have one Brian Ridge. Why is it one? Because when God made me, they said, break the mold. We don't want to do that again. So there's just one of me. Who am I with? It's Jeremy Jones. You've got his albums. You know his whole catalog. Pop star of the 90s and early 2000s, Jeremy Jones. Currently on tour, hitting some of the local Six Flags venues. You can find him playing his collected works in front of crowds, numbering 7 or 8 at a time. It's a little impressive. We are on the other side of the game. I'm going to go ahead and just let us know. This game gets close. Dupers, Brian and Jeremy have the higher dupers. So Kirk and Dave perform admirably to get 9 points. We happen to have 11 while this whole thing is done. Why would you hit a cut like that? Let's give us a little credit, though. This is game 7. We have played, if every game averages 15 minutes, 7 times 15 is 7.5 hours of pickleball by the time that we recorded this. My shirt was light blue earlier. Now it's 97% sweat, 2% cotton, 1% rayon. It's a lot of heavy, and it's been hot, and it's been humid. Welcome to Tampa in July. That's exactly what's going to happen. I usually make comments about the clothing. Chris made a wardrobe change. I think he's stuck with it now. I think it's this could be his 3rd shirt. The other shirt might have been not as white. So, wow, that's impressive. Take that, Taylor Swift. Chris can make more wardrobe changes than Taylor Swift. His hat and his shorts match almost perfectly. The white on his hat, picked up by his socks and the shirt, it's working. I'd like to see more color. I'd like to see something bright. I'd like to see some reds, some oranges, some lavender, some periwinkle, maybe a little blue in there, something to do a little bit of something action for the camera. Now let's talk Kirk. Kirk's got red. Red's a good color. By the way, 4th of July, I love the country. Let's wear red, white, and blue. He's got red and white, no blue. Apparently he hates the blues. Most people do. The blues is often pictured with melancholy. We don't want that. On the opposite side, we had Jeremy. He's wearing red. He's the same regard as Kirk. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Not a train wreck, but also not memorable. Now we want to talk about memorable. Look at the kid across the court over there. Red, white, and blue. White shoes with a little bit of blue trim on them. That's going to pick up the shirt. You don't want to overdo it and be too matchy-matchy, but you want to pick up those colors. You want to bring a little hint here and then emphasize it somewhere else. He's got the red hat, which matches the red on the shirt. He's got the white shorts, which red, white, and blue. And obviously the major color of his shirt is blue. So he's got the red, white, and blue just well represented. He seems like he cares about the country he lives in. He fights for democracy, unlike these people that think that freedom is free, that no one's paid the price to give us the ability to live on this of the world's greatest country. I think the 30-minute oration on clothing is now officially done. So now we're going to talk pickleball. Pickleball is a game played with either 2 people playing singles, 1 on each side, or doubles. There are other variants of playing. Some people play 2-on-1 just if they have an odd number. But any type of real contest, it's going to be generally doubles or singles, much like the game of tennis. It's played on a court that's a hard court, usually concrete, sometimes asphalt, both painted in colors. What we have here today is the blue areas, which is the areas that are legal to have the ball hit to continue play, and then the green area. If you hit in the green area, it's officially out. To the two play sides are separated by a net. Looks very similar to a tennis net. It's actually slightly shorter. It's 35 inches in the middle. I think it's 36 to 37 on the edges. So it's a little bit lower in the middle, a little bit higher in the sides. It's played like old volleyball used to be played. Only the server scores. Now there are other variations of scoring, much like the famous rally scoring where every point counts. That might be the future of pickleball. But for now, most people play where you rotate serves. Every time you serve and you win the point, you get a point. As long as you get the point, you continue serving. When you don't, you either pass it to your partner if they've not served yet, or you give it to the other team, who then both get a chance to serve. If you win the point while the other team is serving, you do the honor, or you get the honor of getting the ball or having them lose their serve, but you don't in fact get a point. My 30-minute oration on the scoring of pickleball thus is endeth. What a nice shot. I called that out. I called it in. It was really close. Let's see if we can see it. Man, I don't know. I don't know. My gut says in. Jeremy thought maybe out. It's my job to call it. I've got the better view of it. He should be totally focused on hitting the ball back. I should be totally focused on, is that ball or isn't that out? I was looking. I couldn't call it out. Maybe it was out, but if I don't see green in between where the ball hits and just green, in between that and the white line, I guess, then I should not call it out. I could be wrong, but I need to be confident when I call it out. If I'm not sure, I shouldn't call it out. I should say, maybe it was out, but I couldn't call it out. I didn't clearly see it out. My 22-minute oration on watching and calling ball outs is thus endeth. Look at me at a high third shot drop. I just think it's more than he needed there. It's not that high, and he backs up a little bit. Let's go back a little bit and watch that. Maybe he needed to jump a little bit there. Yeah, maybe. The problem was his angle. So why go for the side? If you're jumping, right, now my body's moving and I'm swinging and the ball's moving. The coordination of those three things is difficult. Now an athlete like Dave is, he can pull all that off. Now I'm trying to hit it right on the line. So I'm jumping in the air, swinging my arm, hitting a moving ball and trying to hit it in a precise location. I believe the better choice there was to go middle. Everything good, just the choice of going middle. If he goes middle, if he hits a little short, he's fine. If he goes a little left, he's fine. If he goes a little right, he's fine. Trying to hit it exactly on the line means if he hit errors at all as he comes across it to the right, loss of point. Apparently we've reached 6 points because we are switching sides. I think this game lasts longer than it should because I remember just dragging. I remember begging my partner, Jeremy, please win the game. And I remember him begging me, please win this game because we are dead. It has been a long day. 7.5 hours of pickleball in the heat is a lot. Not quite 7.5 hours. I might be exaggerating a little bit. So this is not going to be impressive pickleball. Hopefully I'll come up with something more entertaining than watching this game to do for the next 10 minutes of this video. Kirk hits a ridiculously weird lobbing choppy shot. And then his partner comes across and they share in a missed shot. I don't mean to make fun of Kirk's great dude. He hits tons of good shots. He generally is really steady. He's very good at dinking. He's tired. So I hit little weird cut shots and this and that. At least it was somewhat deep. But why hit a lobbing cut? I like that get by. That's a good couple shot combination there. So Dave made a really good recovery on a very difficult shot. You can see he's a little frustrated, but man, you did everything you can. I hit a shot that pulled you wide. Jeremy just simply hit the space that you vacated. Sometimes you got to give credit to the other team. They can win a shot. Sometimes you get benefit from the other team like you just did. I tried to hit a redirection, left-handed drive at a very good player. If I pull that off, he's just going to bounce it back to me anyway. So my risk-reward calculation there was poor. I should have made a much smarter, higher percentage shot. Little net court into Jeremy. That shit happens. Kurt's a very nice guy. He said sorry. He might be sorry, but guess what? People get hit by the pickleball, especially if it comes off the net. There's nothing to be sorry about. Good deep return, maybe too deep. I don't like my shot there at all. Bad selection. The issue with my choice was I tried to hit a shot. Ooh, I like that. It turns out to a nice play on both sides, right? We had a couple accelerations answered, and then we had a couple other shots. I brought them to the net. They were deep. I hit a little dead dink trying to catch them where they couldn't get to it. They got to it, and now they're at the net, so I lost the advantage for me and my partner. Look at me with my arm on my hip. I look like a little teapot. I've done this, made the comment before. I think it doesn't matter. Who cares? But it's nobody else does it, just me. The reason I did it, when I first started playing, I was told if you do that, if you reach in, you're more likely to have the weight behind you so you don't fall into the kitchen. So I just got in the habit. But now, I look like I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. I think I got the words right. It's been 36 years since I was 1 year old the last time I sung that song. But there I am, on screen, looking like a stupid little teapot. Probably why I'm single. Or at least one of the 932 reasons why I'm single. Oh, that ball landed in. That ball's right in the back corner. Look at that. Kudos. Well done, Sir Dave. Well done. Deep shot return followed by a shot along the line. You, sir, have won a point. Well done. Kirk does a nice job of digging a tough shot there. That ball was right at his feet when he hit it. At your feet's tough to meet. He pulled it off. No idea what the score is. Good deep serve. Decent return. You should throw your paddle. You should look at the camera and shrug, because you're a horrible person that can't play pickleball. You have no right being out there. If you had any respect for yourself or those around you, would walk off the court right now. Yes, I'm talking to you. Hit the ball better than that. Hit the ball better. Oh, Jeremy hit it better. Nice winner. You can see the energy level is not super high out there. We're a little tired at this juncture. Kirk gets a good deep return. Dave, perhaps the one working the hardest out there. Look at it, just casually hitting the ball. Almost barely enough energy to raise the paddle. Where we battle though. There's some shots. Look at all these shots. Wow. Wow. I almost got that. That was worth rewinding, folks. I'm not going to do it because I'm lazy. But dear Lord, you might want to roll that back. There was some good, strong firefight play right there. All right, for the rest of this, I'm going to really watch to see my form. See if I like what I'm doing or not what I'm doing. I'm afraid I'm not going to like it. I'm going to blame the heat as much as anything. But if you're out there, you're playing, why not go ahead and play? I don't love it. I think I should have my left foot further ahead. I like my concentration there. I think I'm decently concentrated. I think that's probably my ball to hit. Just transition area. You're not going to be 100%, but I probably need to get that in 80% of the time. Decent deep return. Kirk comes up. That's a nice shot wide, and Jeremy's not able to handle it. Mr. Kirk Garris with the serve. Mr. Jeremy with a lackadaisical return. We hit the net, it rolled over. They hit the net, it stayed that side. That's why we go to church, folks. Dave to serve. Their second service. Me to hit it out. You're welcome. Here's a point. I don't want to talk about my form. I can talk about the inexcusable outcome that I just performed. Jeremy does better. Pretty good drop by Kirk. Decently handled. I'm fine. Went to his backhand, right? He's a lefty. So You get a lefty-righty combination. A lot of times the outsides are going to be their backhands, so we should favor that in general. Most people, their forehand is their strength. We're hitting it to Kirk's forehand. Now his backhand. Oh, I remember that play. I told Jeremy, I'm right there. I'm played it just the way I want. He's hit a lob where Kirk has to go back a little bit and hit it over his left side. That's a very difficult shot. So I should get up on the net and be ready for anything. The likelihood he puts something with a ton of pace or a ton of difficulty is really low. He hit it high to my forehand side. I should have eaten that for lunch. I should have destroyed that ball and said thank you and gathered the ball and continued play. Instead, I hit it out to depress my partner. Every video watcher that's ever been on YouTube, I mean, it's just sad. I'm a sad, horrible person. A sad, horrible person that got a very fortunate, kind of lucky lob that Kirk saw, probably to his disappointment, land in, and then Jeremy was actually the one that put the shot away. Jeremy comes across and hits. It's great. Who cares? It's my side of the court, but there's no such thing as my side. I'm coming up. I'm moving. He's 6 foot whatever. I'm 5'11" at best. So he's got more reach than I do. All that attitude, all that means come across and poach. The other advantage is it's going to come up more quickly at your opponent than if I would have hit it, because I'm going to hit it, a tick or two after Jeremy does. So if there's a high floaty ball and you think you can hit it and you're on the receiving side where you're up and your partner's coming up, go across and spank that thing. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to. Poach does not mean hard. Poach means I'm going to surprise them. I'm going to hit it, hopefully aggressively, but I'm going to put them at disadvantage. Both they might not be expecting it, as well as I'm almost always going to be hitting it down, and hitting it down is the great advantage of this game. I just went like that because I said a second ago I'm sorry because I hit Dave with the ball. And I go, well, I'm just a little sorry because that's part of the game. I didn't mean to hit it as high as I did, but I hit him in the chest. He's A-okay. People always say they're sorry, and then, by the way, he gets me right back, though that bounced into my ankle. It's part of the game. Everyone that's at a decent level on occasion tries to hit the other player. If you're not, you're missing a shot. When you accelerate the net, sometimes you accelerate it with the intent of hitting the opponent. You don't want to hit them high. You want to look at their center of mass. You want to aim for their belly button probably. You might want to aim for their armpit because it's harder for them to get there. But you should be hitting your opponents. Obviously it's a friendly, casual game. Maybe not so much. But if you're playing to win and a ball's, even with the net, you have a couple options. You can continue to dink. You can drive somewhere where they can't get to. You can try to hit their feet, or you can try to suddenly speed it up right at them and see how they react. And my 30-minute oration on why I think it's, I guess my rationalization for hitting people is thus far concluded. How much more of this game is going to last? I don't know how many more orations I can give. There's so few things I'm expert on. I could talk about the Gospels a little bit. Let's not do that. The robot shot. Let's do it. Let's go back. There it is. So I twist my whole body as I hit it. I line up like I'm going to hit it to the right. Line up like I'm hitting it right, then twist. They call it robot because my upper body, I'm not swinging around. I'm just a stiff upper body. I don't know why I do it. Sometimes it works. I like it when it works. I don't know my percentage. It's probably not great, but it's mine. I got the robot shot. Trademark. Do not try to take it away from me. There's me serve. There's Kirk's return. I don't know how they called it. I guess they called it out because I think Jeremy's serving now. So it was almost undoubtedly out. Jeremy. Good third shot drop. Good fifth shot drop. Good sixth shot drop. Good lob on my part. That goes wide. That is it, folks. We have played 7 games of pickleball at Progress Village. Anurag was our champion day with a record of 6-1. I was sadly 4-3, I believe. Man, that's not that impressive. But it was a fun day. Thanks for Dave for arranging it. Thanks for everybody that possibly watched this. I hope you learned a little bit about your game, maybe by watching it. And I will look forward to the next time we meet on the pickleball court. Until then, happy 4th of July.